Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Today, fountain pen focus day. Seems ages since I've done one of these. We're going to focus on the TWSBI Vac700R. This is the kyanite version. I've also got the iris version. Very nice pens. Join me now down on the table. We'll take a look at the pen, walk through the body, do some size comparisons, some weights and measures. We'll do a writing sample. Then I'll give you my score and my thoughts for this pen. Welcome down to the table. So here I've got my two TWSBI Vac700Rs. I've got one with ink in and one without. What we're going to do is walk through the body of the one without, because then we can play around with the vacuum. So let's start by taking a walk through the body. So we start at the top. Both the pens here have got different colours, so we've got the iris version and we've got the kyanite version here. So we've got this iris with the flame effect, the kyanite with this gorgeous blue colour. So starting at the top of the pen, here we've got the TWSBI logo. There we go, just to show you on the other one. We come down, we've got a metal feeling band, then we've got the clip, very springy. The cap itself, it tapers out until we get to the bottom of the clip, and then it's the same width down until we've got this ring here. The cap, when you rub your fingers over it, it's faceted, so it's not a circular cap. There's actually nice little facets in there, though they're hard to see by eye. Let me see if I can try and catch the light on them. No, not really. On the band, we've got TWSBI, we've got Vac700R and Taiwan. We then come down to the body, tiniest little seam that you can feel. We're then going as if it's tapering gently all the way up. We've got a little black O-ring on the inside, then we've got some threads there. We've got the ring and we've got the mechanism for the vacuum. So this is a vacuum filler. I'm just going to take that off slightly. Let's look at the vacuum filling mechanism whilst we're here. So I'm going to unscrew the end. What I'll do is pull out the plunger. So to fill it, you pull out the plunger, put the nib in the ink, slowly and gently. You see, look, it's a bit tough today. There we go. So I'm moving that down here. What that's doing is creating a vacuum behind it. Do that again. When we get down to here, the vacuum releases because we go slightly wider there in the body. Releasing that vacuum then sucks the ink up into the body. We'll take the cap off, so we go with half, one, about 1.5 turns. That reveals the section. The section is another transparent one. So through the section we can see there we've also got some of that colouring. Let's pop the nib there. Let me take the cap off the other one just so we can look at both the nibs together. The nibs, they're fairly simple. They're steel nibs. So at the top of each we've got a dash of colour. So we've got blue on the kyanite, then we've got the flame effect, that iris effect on the iris. Below that we've got the breather hole, then we've got the TWSBI logo, the word TWSBI, and then the size of the nib. So on the iris, this is a broad nib, and on the kyanite, this is a 1.1 stub nib. Let's swap on over and we'll do some size comparisons. My two standard size comparisons, Pilot Metropolitan, Lamy Safari. The TWSBI, a lot longer than both of them. I would say width-wise, the TWSBI again, also wider than both of them. Let's take the caps off. With the caps off, the TWSBI, it's still longer, but not by much. And the nib looks like it's a number 6 size nib. In the hand, it's very comfortable. Nice to hold. It's a little bit on the light side for me, could do with being a little bit heavier. The section, that's nice though, nice and comfortable. There's a tiniest lip on the bottom here with this metal of the iris effect. Will it post? Yes, but not very well. So as soon as I tip it, it's coming off. Could you write with it posted? It's rattling. Not sure if that comes over on the camera. Let's swap over and look at some pens in roughly the same price range. The pens I brought in, we've got a Conklin Durograph 157 Aussie dollars. We've got the TWSBI Vac700R 160 Aussie dollars. And the Opus 88 Colorverse 167 Aussie dollars. Again, that TWSBI slightly longer than both of them. Let's take the caps off these. With the caps off, the TWSBI, once again, that's the longer of the three. Let's swap on over and fetch in the rule of measuring. Here we've got the rule of measuring, the full pen, 14.7 centimetres, unposted, 13.2, so you can sort of put that cap on. If you do, it makes it about 17.2, but it's pointless, it doesn't stick on there. The width of the body at its widest part, which I'm measuring here, that comes in at 1.34 centimetres. The width of the cap, measuring it here, is 1.45. The section goes from 1.01 up to 1.08, so not a lot of change there in the section. Let's move this out of the way and fetch in the scales of weighing. Here we've got the scales of weighing, so the full pen, that comes in at 34.7 grams. Body alone, whoops, if I can stop it from rolling off, let me just use that there, 22 grams, and the cap, 13 grams. So not exactly a light pen, but not exactly a heavy pen. Let's get this out of the way and fetch in the notepad of testing. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. Here we've got the notepad of testing. Just going to turn it around slightly. It's a Rhodia notebook. I have a desk fan on, plus it's a little bit warm here at the moment, so please excuse it if it blows all over the place. Let's start with our writing sample. So we've got here the TWSBI Vac700R. And this one, it's got that 1.1 stub nib. Price wise, as I've already said, approximately 160 Aussie dollars. The ink is by Colorverse and it's Blue Moon. Drying times, so we go immediate, 10 seconds. Virtually dry there. I'm going to do 30 seconds. Yeah, 30 seconds, that's definitely dry. So a fairly fast drying combo. Line variation, so here's going down with no pressure. I'm going to add a bit of pressure, so I'm seeing a wider line there going down. Here's going across. So no pressure, with, none, and with. I don't put too much pressure on these. But obviously with this being a stub nib, the idea is you've got that wider line going down and the thinner line going across. Let's move the mic down to the page so you can hear the pen write. I quite like writing with this. There's next to no sound coming through, and I love this natural line variation. Final test. Here's my scribble test. No issues with flow. Let's swap on over, and I'll give you my thoughts and my scores. I brought both the pens in. Let's score these. So for looks, I really like these. I love the fact that they're demonstrators there. You can see the ink sloshing around. I love seeing that. I love the subtle hints of colour. I love the way it looks together. It's really been thought out. I'm going to actually give these a 10 out of 10. I really do like the look of it. And I say, it's not just the fact it's got colour in it, but it's the way it's been applied. Build quality, no issues. Had this one about 6 months. I've had the Iris a couple of years. Dead easy to clean out. I know the vacuum filler, so you have to do it a few times. You just dip it in water, work the mechanism. And I find normally after 3 or 4 times doing that, the water's running clear. Build quality, 9 out of 10. Writing experience, really enjoying it. Really smooth, no catchiness. Got this lovely line variation. The broad one writes just as well. Writing experience, 8 out of 10. Ink flow, again, as we can see here, it seems fairly dry. So later on, I may try flossing the tines, maybe even take a craft knife to see if I make the channels a bit wider. But yeah, the ink flows well, had no issues with it. Gonna give that an 8 out of 10. Comfort, I find this very comfortable in the hand. There we go, I'll show you that again. Fits really well. So the only thing is, could do with being a little bit heavier, but that's me being extremely picky. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Value for money, always difficult this one. The pens are nice looking. They seem to be good quality. They write well. I love the demonstrator. I've already mentioned that, but I love seeing the demonstrator. I love seeing the way that it sloshes around. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. So that means the total score for the TWSBI Vac700R with Colorverse Blue Moon is 8.83 out of 10. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Do you like it? It's quite an interesting looking pen, isn't it? And I would love the way it writes. Please drop your comments down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.